Friday, March 29th. Welcome back to the Plus. It's the Damon Bruce Show. It is so good to have you here. I have already put in the chat the link that'll get you in for a little video chat, and we're going to take a couple of calls here on a Sports Phone Friday. And this is going to be a little bit of a short show today because Daddy's got to go to the doctors. My left foot is freaking killing me. I don't know if I broke a bone, if I got gout. I don't know what the deal is, but every single time I step on my left foot, it is screaming at me. So I'm going to go see Dr. Paul Hughes, who sponsors some Postgame and Damon, and see if the doc can figure out what the hell's wrong with my left foot, which isn't just a Daniel Day-Lewis movie anymore. It's my life. Anyway, again, there we go. True Blue forever, all over it. Can't make a cinematic reference without him being on it. My left foot. You know it. You know it. Anyway, so the link is there. Have at it. Chime on in, and we'll get to you here in just a matter of moments. As I was saying with Larry this morning, and by the way, cheers. Sip of the day. Let's be honest, it's already happened by now. But as I was talking about with Larry on a wake up this morning, a slow news day in the NFL is now officially a bigger story in sports than opening day. Yesterday was opening day, and if you go to ESPN.com's front page right now, you will find but one story of Major League Baseball in their headlines. And the story is very nicely about A's fans and the protest that they staged in the parking lot. So, again, trying to sell you like, hey, wasn't that a great fun opening day? If I put that up as the thumbnail, no one would be clicking on that today. The NFL is so dominant that its slowest news day of the year is still a bigger deal than opening day. And I come from a world where that could have never existed. Like Larry and I talked about this 20 years ago. You're telling me that a slow news day of offseason, NFL, whatever, is going to be a bigger deal in the world of sports than opening day? Like, there's no way. There's no way. But that is the reality that we live in. I mean, the slow news day has taken the NCAA tournament out of the limelight. That's the power of the NFL. Like, nothing in sports matters even infinitesimally as much as what's going on in football. Nothing going on in football is a bigger story than baseball starting again. And that's a world that I never thought we would be living in, but we're there right now. And I think I understand it all a little bit more now on YouTube than I did when I was back in my radio career. I really do. You know, it's funny. Jillian asked me the other day, do I think any differently now that I'm kind of my own program director here? And I told her, well, not really, because I still want to talk about the things that I want to talk about. But I'll tell you what has changed is that if I could arrange every single football game to be 49ers Cowboys, I would. I mean, the amount of attention that came on that one day alone, it hasn't been topped, really, but for 1 or 2 days in this station's young history. It's amazing. It's amazing the power of football, and it has basically rendered the rest of the sports powerless to even think of competing. That's why we were talking about the NFL's hostile takeover of Christmas. Like, the NBA should realize its situation, find a little dignity in admitting its situation, and not even bother to compete against the NFL. Wanting to compete against the NFL is making the choice to die. That's the way it is in entertainment these days. There's football, and forget everything else, and then if there's no football, maybe something else has got a shot. But it's incredible. It really is. And it's not just like a theory anymore. Like, I can prove it in thumbnail response and what people care about. And I'll tell you, I get more questions about football season during baseball season than ever before. And it's not just because the Niners were in the Super Bowl. It's not just that. It's just that's how important it is in the daily conversation that all sports fans are having. It is football first, second, and third, and then we'll see if anything else comes in 4 through 10. Having said that, the slow news that we have to talk about, I don't know how much value there is to any of it, but we got some sour grapes to go over. First of all, Brandon Ayuk is talking with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco in a podcast form. And Brandon Ayuk comes to say, he wants more money. There's not a lot of there in the back and forth between them. But of course, Brandon Ayuk wants to be paid market rate. And of course, the 49ers want him to pay market rate. What I don't understand, or want to pay him market rate to a point, but they have a cap that they've got to be working under, and it's all got to fit together. I believe that they have done everything to signal that they really want to get this done. But Brandon Ayuk is still playing that hard to get, treat me right, kind of angry about the whole thing, public demeanor. And I don't know why there's any public negotiating going on at all. This should all happen behind closed doors. There should be no announcement of any anxiety or anything. I think it makes you look weaker than it does look stronger. Again, just keep off Instagram. You pay your agent to do what they do. Parag Marathe is paid by the Niners to do what he does. In the history of Kyle Shanahan's Niners, there's never been a player they really want back who they haven't found a way to get back. So everyone could just take a breath, let the process happen, and understand that this isn't going to happen on Brandon Ayuk's timeline. It's going to happen on the 49ers timeline. And I think when it's all said and done, you're going to find Brandon Ayuk back with the 49ers. So I don't know why he would go forward and let you know that he feels that he's not happy with the way things are going when he could be straight up kumbaya, everything is awesome, you're back. I just don't understand it. Now, Eric Armstead is in a little bit of a different boat because he's not coming back, and he knows that. And the manner in which he was sent out is rubbing him the wrong way. The other piece of 49ers news here on this slow offseason news day is that Eric Armstead says that he felt disrespected by the 49ers, who came to him and offered him a $6 million one-year deal with incentives to take it to 8. He says, when they sent that over, I did feel extremely disrespected. I don't feel like that level of compensation is nowhere near the player I am. Fair enough. But that's the kind of pay that you would send to a guy who's just kind of another defensive line player. And that's what Eric Armstead has become. Again, he was never a Pro Bowler. He was never a first-team All-Pro. Eric Armstead was a good football player. And he played well in bigger moments than he shrunk in them. I got nothing bad to say about Eric Armstead, but if we talked about the best players in football today, Eric Armstead would not come within a country mile of that conversation. The 49ers might have, he feels, disrespected him in that offer, but what they're basically telling him in that offer is your services here are no longer part and parcel of what we think needs to happen to win it all next year. And Eric Armstead says, look, I'm not just the average guy. I don't just show up and get my work in and go home. I am, I'm diving into film. I am a guy who sets the tone. Larry has gone on record saying Eric Armstead is one of the most respected 49ers players in that locker room. He truly is a leader, and he is. He was. There's no doubt about that. But here's the contract. Take it or leave it. We're not really negotiating anymore at your price point, at your injury history, at your time in this league. With the tread that's come off your tires, this is what we think you going forward is worth to us. And so the 49ers might have insulted him with that deal, but they also told him what he needed to know. You coming back here is more of a you want to, as much as it is a we really need you back. And so they gave him that opportunity, and I can understand how that would upset a player, but I'm not here for the sour grapes. I'm not. So why anyone would go public with all this? I mean, this is behind closed doors level of business that I don't know why you would go full on, I'm disgruntled. I don't know. I don't know why. So there you go. There is your Niners news here on this fantastic Damon Brew Show brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. And that makes me want to tell you about my friend making those sandwiches. My man Ike has a delicious sandwich for you, and you're going to be eating lunch today, this weekend. I just know it. You can make that order easy, a no-brainer for everyone in your office next week. If you hire some Ike's Catering and have that brought in, maybe you're just sitting around watching tournament games, enjoying a slow, lazy first baseball opening weekend. Order a couple sandwiches, put a few in the fridge. You just have them ready to go all weekend long. Get yourself to Ike, sign up for that rewards app, and start eating your way towards free sandwiches. You're going to be very, very happy that you did. Ike's is delicious. He called me to let me know he's got donuts coming now. He's going to open up a couple of Ike's donut shops. I can't even spell entrepreneur, but that man is one right there. Ike's Donuts. Get a sandwich, get a donut. Can't argue with either one of those. One other piece of NFL news before we dip into a few other things. And, what do we know? We got some calls coming in. Fantastic. We'll get to those in just a second. But the Detroit Lions have announced that they're getting new uniforms. Now, what will change? We do not know. I know that just Midwestern sensibilities would say go to a return to classic uniforms more than embrace like new Nike kind of type of uniforms. I just know that about Midwesterners. They're keeping the Honolulu blue and the silver. On April 18th, they're going to be inviting their season ticket holders to have the first look at these uniforms. Apparently, some players have seen the uniforms, but anyone who's been in the same room with the new uniforms has had to turn their phone in, so no pictures could be leaked. We'll see if the Lions can really keep these things under wraps. But new Lions uniforms to go along with some new prices. How about this story? Season ticket prices are going up as much as 30% for some instances, and for other seats at Ford Field, they're going up as much as 85%. That is a significant price hike, to say the least. 85% is a big price hike. It's the first playoff berths in 2016. And, dude, those fighting Dan Campbells aren't going to get any less expensive anytime soon. So how about that? My goodness, that is a big chunk of change. Where are you, Dan? Where are you? Hold on. Where's my guy? Where's my Dan Campbell?
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
And apparently it doesn't matter how long you've been a season ticket holder. If you got really good seats, they could be going up as much as 85%. Ouch. 9,000 fans are right now waiting on the Detroit Lions waiting list for season tickets. They'll probably see a little getting to the front of that line with new price points being 85 to 30% higher. That's a big, big price hike. So there you go. That is your official opening news. We are going to talk a little bit about the A's fans gathering in the parking lot, not going in yesterday. We're going to talk a little opening day, but right now, it's one of my favorites. Just hanging out. She threatened us all, saying that she would be calling, and indeed she has once again. Habe the babe.
Hey.
With an Easter celebration going on.
That's right.
How you doing?
You know it. I just wanted to stop by and say, Happy Easter to everyone. And I'm up here at 6,800 feet, and we got here about 9:30 last night, and the furnace isn't working.
Oh, nothing better than being in a winter wonderland without a working furnace. Tell me you got some like wood burning stove or something.
We do. So we had to replace it at least 10 years ago now, and so it doesn't quite put out the level of heat that the old one did, per regulations for California, blah blah blah.
Right.
But no, it's pretty hot as long as you're near it, and then the further away to it from
when I was when I was in college, we had an old school wood burning stove that in the middle of winter would get so hot
Yep.
We would have to open windows and wear
Oh, yeah.
shorts. Like there was the outdoor environment, and then there was our wood burning stove, and the wood burning stove beat the outdoor environment like every time we even turned it on. It
Totally.
was
Yeah, we used to have it was an old Fisher stove, and it would get the whole house just
not a John Fisher,
no,
a good Fisher.
definitely not a joke. Fuck that guy.
Exactly. Well, hey, stay warm. Have a good time. What are you going to get in a good ski weekend or anything like that? You going to be a
Yeah,
ski bum?
we'll probably do some walks in the snow, little hike situation, little snowshoeing, and then tuck into the NCAA tournament. I'm more intrigued by the women's teams, to be honest. Like once the Ducks
Your Ducks got bounced.
they got bounced, so and then Arizona lost last night, so I'm
Right.
like, okay.
Well,
Women's,
the Ducks did go to double overtime though. That was like a good
they
game.
did. They
That was a
did
good
go to
game.
double overtime. It was a very thrilling game that, not unlike the Super Bowl. Super thrilling, but the wrong side.
At the
The wrong
end,
side won.
you didn't like it nearly as much as you did at the beginning. Well,
Exactly.
have a great time. Stay warm. Fix the
will.
furnace.
I
Don't
know,
burn
right?
the place down. All the good advice that you can give to somebody up in
Storm the
Truckee.
castle, etc., etc.
Exactly. Michelle, great to see you. You're the best.
You too. Thanks.
There she is. Habes the Babe. Always great to see her. As you know, Red Jet Shell has taken it upon herself to basically welcome everybody individually when they come into the chat. And if you want to know about her commitment to the show, I think it's on full display right here. Red Jet Shell.
Oh my God. Let's go, baby.
Got the helmet on.
Yeah, baby. Let's
Got
go,
the
baby.
helmet on. I love wearing a jersey.
I
She's
have
ready
to.
for a full contact video call.
Let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about this.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So what can we do for you today? You look like you're ready for, a full
I'm ready
on
to play.
day.
So here it is. We want to talk free agency. I've been in the free agency. Okay. You want to talk about the draft? I've been the draft. I'm right here with my glasses on, with my helmet and my football wrong way. I'm ready to go. If Brandon wants to get paid, pay that man. It's not hard, right? It's not hard. Pay him. And all this waiting and making us fans stress about it, enough is enough. I mean, it's bad enough we got hosed yesterday. The Giants lost their lead yet again. What else is new? But it is one game. We have 161 left to kill. Draymond, I just need to sack him. That's all we need to do.
There you go. Draymond could use a
helmet.
helmet.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. He just needs a helmet. Just bam, right into him.
How about this? If Draymond played a sport where other people wore helmets, I bet he'd pop off less. I do know that.
Right?
I feel that would happen.
Right? That'll leave a mark.
Totally. The whole Brandon Ayuk thing, the way I look at it is the 49ers, I think, 100% want to bring him back, but they also 100% know that he is the kind of guy that could generate a type of offer that would be too good to refuse. And
exactly.
The 49ers owe it to themselves to work on their timeline of what they think is best for them, not Brandon Ayuk's timeline necessarily.
Thank you.
So,
right. It's like, you got to wait, dude. I mean, but at the same time, talk it out, keep it in house. No, the whole world doesn't need to know your business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we already know you're a great player. We already know you got the goods, you got the bag. It's like, talk to them about your bag in private. You know what I mean? It's like counsel in private, praise in public. Period.
Some of the best advice I ever got is just keep your own counsel.
Yeah.
We live in a world where everyone thinks that they need to put their business out on Front Street for everybody to see, and the world never operated like that, and it probably shouldn't.
Right.
So stop it, everybody.
It shouldn't. Yeah, there's no point to do that. It's just when you're on social media, you're susceptible to getting all that backlash, no matter if you say something positive or negative. That's why it's like, keep your personals way away from it. Like, you can go, hey, I'm on vacation, and just leave it. The whole world doesn't need to know. Pay that man. It's none of our business.
Absolutely.
Really
I don't need the picture of the fruit tray at breakfast. I appreciate a nice fruit tray along with everyone. But
go Niners, baby. Go Warriors. Go Giants. We will be fine, people. We are a community. I love this community. We're always positive. I had to play dress up today because I'm so tired of our fans fighting each other over shit that they have no control over. We don't know each other like that. Let's just chill it out. Let's come together. We are the tribe, baby. I
There you
am your
go.
first round pick. Let's go, baby.
Tribe Called Plus, Red Jet Shell,
Yes. Bye.
full contact video call. Thank you. Have a great weekend, Red Jet.
You too. Bye.
There she is. That is our first helmeted guest appearance in the show's history. I'm impressed. I think everyone was impressed by that. Red Jet, you are the best. Thank you so very, very much. And I tell you, I got to go get a foot taken care of. So let's keep rolling along. Anyone want to come out with the video? Let me do it one more time. I'm going to click, cut, go here, boom, paste, send. There you go. If you're looking for where you can find a link to get in today, it is right there. But it was awesome. I mean, it's going to be tough following Red Jet Shell in full pads, for goodness sakes. Let's see. What else we got? I love the fact that the A's fan protest is the only story about baseball on ESPN's front page right now. What is it going to do? Are these fans screaming into a void that will never love them back? Yeah, that's probably all happening. But people are noticing. And I think that every single time people notice these fans, they can't help but see what an absolute nothing there to him charlatan John Fisher is. And man, did Major League Baseball screw up by letting someone who intentionally ruined one market be the guy who will, I'm telling you, go to Las Vegas and ruin that market somehow, some way too. How he'll do it, I don't know, but I just know he will. Being good at this is a theory that John Fisher can't even comprehend. It's impossible for him to be good at something that he has no skill at whatsoever. And the A's are just one of two teams that actually got shut out on opening day. The White Sox, again, poorly run, terrible baseball team. And now your A's, a poorly run, terrible baseball team, are the two teams that got shut out. Sacramento seems to be coming more and more into focus as the temporary home of the A's. While they're waiting for the Vegas boondoggle to actually happen. We'll see if Rayleigh Field sharing a stadium with the River Cats is something that could become a reality. Expect to maybe see a little news on that happening or not happening show up pretty soon. So, looking around the rest of opening day, what can I tell you? The Giants lose in San Diego, but they did get a really good performance out of Logan Webb. They did put the ball in play a little bit. They do have an unimpressive 3, 4, 5, 6 in their lineup. And there's a lot to figure out. I mean, they're going to have to be a pitch first, defense second, hit when you can baseball team. Let's see if it happens. Didn't happen enough in game one, but was okay, all things considered. Diamondbacks plated 14 runs in a single inning yesterday. I wonder if the San Francisco Giants will score 14 runs by the time they have left San Diego. So we'll see if that all comes together. We have a little gambling to talk about before it is all said and done. But right now we got one more. Hold on. I see another caller in queue. Let me grab the headphones again. And this is Jesse.
Oh, yes.
Jesse,
Damon,
what's going on,
what's up,
man? How are you? I got to meet you at the end of our last halfway club get together, and it was a pleasure to meet you, man. I don't think in my life I've ever got a warmer greeting.
I know. I saw the shout out on the show, man. I appreciate that, man. No, dude, I love you, dude. You're awesome, man. You're a freaking legend, dude. And everybody knows it. Dang, and the Plusers are great too. Love you guys. Haberman is we need more people in the world like her, man.
Totally.
Anyway, Damon, look, man. I've been watching these Warriors and the whole Draymond thing on 95.7. They said something this morning. That's like saying Voldemort's name. My bad. But we're talking about Draymond, but we're not appreciating Curry. This is the greatest fucking thing that's ever happened to the Bay Area, and we don't even think about him, So we're watching him, and it's just this man is. just watch Curry soak him up, man. He's like,
You know what
he's
it
like,
is? You know
he's
what it
like
is?
Jesus.
It's a testament to how easily distracted by noise and bluster we are, and we start taking for granted and overlooking professionalism that you can set your clock to because it's just a drumbeat of excellence almost every single night. Like
Yeah.
Steph Curry is probably the single greatest, least discussed professional athlete of my lifetime, to be completely honest with you, because
Unreal.
he causes no controversy. He
Yeah,
does
dude.
nothing go out of his way to court, more attention to him than he deserves. He's kind of a quiet guy. Again, him
Yeah,
just
man.
burying his head in his jersey is about as on-court dramatic as he ever
See,
gets.
that hurts, man. Dude, when I see him get like fouled, I'm like, damn, like it makes me angry, man. You know what I mean? Like he's like who I don't know, man. Very well said, dude. Dude, he's like standing there like with his palms out, like meditating on this on the bench. He's something else, dude. He's like he's just a different type of cat, man. And I think we need just enjoy it, man. That's what I'm saying. And Damon, I got a question for you, man, because like over the years, dude, I've always wondered. You played sports, and we all love sports and shit. But most people, like, we're watching the game. You kind of just focus on the ball, right? Most casual fans watch the ball, and it's kind of just back and forth. When you watch sports, Damon, how do you watch sports, bro? Like on a football game. Are you a linebacker? Are you the quarterback? Are you just following the ball? Are you following both teams? And basketball too. Basically, like, tell me about how you watch all sports, bro. That's what I want to know.
Well, thank you. I've never even been asked that question before. Like in a
That's a great
basketball
question.
game, in a basketball game, you follow the ball. You just follow the flow of the game. It's easy to see. It's a small court. It's all there, kind of right in front of you. But I'm always looking for off-ball action and the pick that's going to spring the guy open to the corner. Like I'm looking for that. When it comes to football, there's something that, and really to grasp what just happened, you need to watch that game twice. Because I think you got to be with your eyes on the line of scrimmage in your first viewing, and then following the ball and everything else in its second viewing. Or maybe it's the other way around. You follow the ball at first, and then you come back to see what was happening on the line of scrimmage or with
see
the
what made the
linebacker.
ball do that. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
It's multiple viewings to really understand what happened in any one NFL play, where it kind of reveals itself faster in basketball or in baseball.
You need to be a Larry Krueger with a mega mind to fucking understand a football play in one go, dude.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, Larry's got a problem. I mean, he goes back and like he's got the coach's toggle. He's really into seeing everything, and he'll watch a game 3-4 times in a row. And
that's nerd stuff right there. I like that.
2 kids, but I got 2 kids and a wife, so I can't be watching a game 4 times in a row.
Man.
Yeah, no, but that's a great question, man. Thank you. What do you got going on this weekend? Little tournament, little baseball.
I'm not a bit. Maybe some ladies action. The women's NCAA. Watch it with my grandpa. Maybe. That's his thing. I don't know. Maybe some more work. I don't know. Damon, I'm gonna watch all your videos. How about that? And I'm gonna eat 5 Ike sandwiches.
I appreciate that. Do that for me, and I'll tell you right now. Any day you get to spend watching some sports with your grandfather, you talk about Steph Curry. Appreciate it while you can do that. Appreciate that while you got that, man.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. Last thing, Damon, for Ike's, those sandwiches, like. It was like I told you when I met you, Damon, I didn't like you at first, but then I loved you very quickly. I went to Ike's years ago, didn't like the sandwich, and went back recently, and there's multiple levels to sandwiches, and Ike's there's no comparison on any level. The sandwiches,
it's not a starter
sandwich.
It's
you
not
actually crave
sandwich. You have to again. To develop those taste buds of yours, and I'm glad that you did, Jesse.
I wake up in the morning ready to eat one. That's the best part of the day. I think about it from the minute I wake up. Damon, thank you, man.
You're the man. Give your grandfather our very, very best, and a pleasure to see you once again. Nobody makes me feel more special than frickin' Jesse. Let me tell you, that guy, he loves the show. He really does, and I appreciate it so much. I really do. What do we got? We got a lot going on here. We aren't going to go in, I think, an official Club Plus. We're just going to see what's going on as we go through it. Again, you can go back and find a link in. We'll take another call or two before how about Michael Chan saying, someone go hip drop tackle Red Jet Shell. Oh, no, that's a 15-yard flag. You don't do that. She was rocking a Patrick Willis jersey. Yes, she was. That's all. Kim's like, come on. She rocks. She showed up in a full helmet. Awesome to talk to Michelle. Awesome to talk to Jesse. Again, the real relationships that we've been able to make along the way have been fantastic. Really is. Instead of talking at an audience, over here on YouTube, you get to talk with an audience. And it's a different thing. It's a powerful thing. It's a special thing. And I actually think that as people are picking, what YouTube channel am I going to watch? Where am I going to spend my time? What is happening in the chat, I think it affects it greatly. And one of the reasons why this channel continues to grow at a rate that I'm very proud of isn't just the work that I'm doing, but it's the chat that you guys basically have taken over and have turned into a cool place to show up and talk about sports. There's a lot of dirty jokes. There's a lot of good fun, ribbing, good, clean humor where it's not just some toxic mix of screw you, buddy. You don't know shit about sport. Like everyone's having a good time and you can feel it really coming through in the chat. And I'm very lucky that I've got a crowd as cool as you following me wherever I go. Like, I had no idea who was listening to me back in the day on the radio. We'd get a couple calls and we'd know those people. There'd be some texts, but that was just all phone numbers attached to people who'd be like, text from the 510, the 415, and we didn't know who these people were. Now we get to know you. And I tell you, the more I get to know everyone here, the more I like coming here and hanging out with you. I'm really a very, very lucky guy that I've got an incredible wife. I got an incredible kids. I've got an incredible audience. And you put all that together and it makes most days go by very quickly. And I'm very thankful for it. I really am. Look, we got it. We got a Patty from Ireland. How are you doing, lad? He's the only one who calls me lad on the chat. Patty, it's so good to see you. No doubt about it. Always is. Thank you for spending some of your precious time with us. Mike saying, Damon, you might have heel spurs. Look, I don't know what it is. It's in the stroke foot. And because of El Stroco Loco, like my kinesiology doesn't kinese quite like the way it should. So I don't know what's going wrong with this foot. As I was telling it to good Dr. Paul Hughes, he even said it might be gout. It might be. It would be just like me to get the fat man's disease, the gout. But it's not like pain up in my toe. It's all along the left. I'm not going to pull my foot out for you and show you. But if this microphone were a foot, like you cut the microphone in half, and on the left side, there is an awful lot of pain from like my ring toe to my pinky toe and up to my ankle. That whole side really, really hurts. Like my big toe, the inside of my heel, nothing. Zero pain. Half of my foot is a disaster. The other half is a functioning foot. And I feel like I've overshared. I've told you too much. You don't need to know about the foot. Look, Red Jet, I love you all so much. These people are just fantastic. I mean, there's truly a joy that I get whenever I talk to Michelle, whenever I talk to Red Jet, whenever I talk to now Jesse, who I've met for the second time in my life, just on that video call. It's incredibly flattering, and it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Thank you so much. You're the best, sunshine. Nick Nice, I think you were probably talking to one of our guests earlier, but I'll take it, and thank you very much. There it is. Glad I brought a smile to everybody's face. The Tribe Called Plus. Represent, Zent. Sporticus wants you to know 3 innings into the 2024 season, the Colorado Rockies have already been eliminated from playoff contention. My God. Imagine that. There you are. Kids, let's go on out to the ballpark. You know, there's not going to be a lot to root for this year. What do you got going on? 14-run third inning. That's what you got going on. Good God. Native Dancer. You got several 233 averages in the middle of the Giants lineup. It'll pick up soon. I'm not worried yet. Again, we've had one game. But you look in the middle of teams' lineups, and they're pretty ferocious around baseball. You look in the middle of the Giants lineup, I mean, it could go one way. Let's see if Conforto, gets to hit fifth, fourth, maybe at some point in time. It's very in vogue in baseball to put your best at bat or your most powerful at bat. It used to be always, your biggest bat went cleanup. And then it was, no. Your biggest bat should be hitting third. Now there's this whole thing like, the biggest bat in your lineup should actually be hitting second. And so maybe that's why Solar is hitting second, but you'd think you'd want his pop a little bit further down in the order. I don't know. If there's one thing I can assure you is that every Farhan lineup, if you don't like it, just wait 15 minutes and you'll get another. It's not like he gets married to anything. This is the way I do it every day, all day, when it comes to any hitter or topic. AJ Sargent, he says those AKGs, K240s, a man of class. Are these classy? But you nailed it. These are the K240 studio headsets. I'm impressed, AJ Sargent. I mean, there's a topic that nobody but like radio and audio files give a rip about. There you go. Let's see. Annan says, Damon, sorry I missed your birthday. I sent you $49 on my birthday. You missed it, but welcome. I am sorry that I missed that. And thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And on X, I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. What do we got here? Leslie saying people would rather nitpick the bad than appreciate the good. The same situation with the Niners. Enjoy the ride because it can be all over in a second. And that's the truth. One other thing to let you know about, I guess, here today, and that is come Monday. Is Monday, April 1st? When do we officially get to April 1st? But when we do, I'm very happy to welcome in a new sponsor here on the show. And it's a place that, let's face it, if you're a local kind of on my side of the city, you probably already know about and you've been to. The Dubliner on West Portal and I are going to be in a little business together. We're going to have ourselves some shows from over there, but the Dubliner loves the channel, loves what we're doing, understands that we're talking to an awesome group of people that they want to come and hang out in the bar. And so I'm very excited to let you know that the Dubliner West Portal is going to be joining Ike as a sponsor of the show this coming April 1st. And I'm really excited about it. Kenny over there is a great guy, and I'm excited. How about this? The Dubliner didn't need to sell me on who they were at all. I love that bar. Any bar that has high school football helmets in it, local high school football helmets in it, is my kind of bar just on that fact alone. The Dubliner, an Irish pub. Again, we had to give a reason for Padraig to get on a plane and fly out here. So yes, that's happening. That's going to be happening. A lot of To Hell with John Fisher's on here. Absolutely. Yeah, and you know what? You can do this. Damon O'Bruce at the Dubliner. Yeah, you can call me Damon O'Bruce. Sure can. We're gonna get a reason. Get everybody out and get a good Guinness in your hand. It'll make you a happier person, I'm sure of it. I got to get this foot taken care of so I can be my happy-go-lucky self. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for being a part of this show day in, day out. Again, we're in Japan, baby. Konnichiwa. Joji. Freaking love it. Absolutely love it. There you go. Joe Schmo saying West Portal. Used to chill there when I had a friend in St. Francis Wood. Yeah, dude, your friend's doing well living in St. Francis Woods. But it's a great bar. And I'm telling you, West Portal is truly one of the untapped, awesome gems in San Francisco. West Portal. It's just a great street. Really is. And it's getting better, man. Smiley Dan wants to make sure everyone has a safe weekend. Smiley Dan says the Dubliner hosts the Don's Hilltop Club or something. Yeah, absolutely. I did some stuff with the Hilltop Club this year, so it was great. Here we go. We got our good friend, the postman. Oy, oy, oy! Send it in, Jerome. Hey, have a great day today when you're watching tournament games, more baseball. Enjoy your weekend. But thanks so much for hanging out here and supporting what we do. Hit like and subscribe. And believe me, when we got more news, hopefully on Monday, we'll get into it. But I promised you I'd never waste your time. You don't want to hear any more about my left foot any more than I want to tell you any more about it. So let me just say, have a great weekend. And please do remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone.